Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Cinema Scumbags Movie Podcast, episode number 144. My name's Seth.
My name is Nick.
Wow.
Sicky?
Congested.
It's a little rainy around these parts today.
Well, we usually record these at night, but
Weekdays.
we're doing it in the morning.
Yeah, I think it would be better for team morale to start doing them on the weekend rather than after work. It just seems a little tedious after you've just spent 8 hours staring at a screen already.
Yeah, and then 45 minutes in traffic waiting to get home.
Yeah. So the morale might be up a little bit in this episode, and that's because we're not sad.
No, we'll still probably be negative as fuck. Well, I will at least.
It's just in your blood.
Morning cup of joe?
Yeah. What kind of creamer you got in yours?
Oh, I was hoping you'd ask, buddy. Buttercream frosting.
Oh my God, where do you get that?
From Fry's. It's organic. It's only like 4 ingredients in it.
Oh, so it's not like the Coffee Mate, it's something else.
No, and I like some of those Coffee Mates, but it's like fake shit, you know?
Oh, it's like pure, straight sweetener.
Yeah, it's
But that's how I like it.
What flavor you got?
Peppermint mocha.
Oh, Christmas in February.
You know it. Actually, I think they've realized that people want it all year because now they have it in the non-Christmassy packaging.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, festive on this nice, cold, rainy spring training day.
Yeah. Happy baseball.
Happy baseball, everybody. How's it going, pal?
Not bad. How you doing, bud?
Oh, well, I'm just trying to make my way through downtown Tokyo, taking out pedophiles and crazy artists and, personas, usual stuff.
Welcome back to episode 144 of the Virgin Talk podcast.
The Virgin Suicides.
It's a great game, buddy. Glad you're playing it.
Yeah, I'm already 20 hours in, so I'm like 2% done.
Yeah, you're making some progress. It's a big chunk of time.
Yeah. What have you been playing? Not that this is a game podcast, but hey.
I've, for some stupid reason, decided to start giving my PC attention again, so I've been buying games off Steam and working through some of those.
No time for movies anymore.
Yeah, I'm like a weekend movie guy, not a game during the week.
Yeah, it's just too much to do and so little time.
Yeah, I'm trying to work through my backlog, but it's not going to happen.
What, do you realize that you'll probably be dead before you finish all the games you have?
Yeah, and like all the games that I have left to play are like big, RPGs, like 50-hour, 60-hour games. So
yeah, it's tough to manage.
I've kind of cornered myself into that where all the ones I've got left are big games.
Yeah, it's like super meta. Because Persona, you have to manage your time. I'm trying to manage my time in real life. And
wow.
It's like crazy, dude. Like
that's deep.
Crazy depths of reality. Like, who are we and what are we doing here?
Sometimes it's like the moment seizes us.
Have you ever thought that, like, the moment might, like, seize us,
Have you ever, thought, my acting might, be any shittier, the more I get older,
Well, yeah, I noticed it right away. Have you ever, seen anything else I'm in? Because it's not, good.
Have you ever, seen this movie, called, The Circle with, Tom Hanks and, Hermione from Harry Potter.
Hermione, some well-established, pretty good actors, and then there's me, Eller, and I'm like, we used to have fun. We used to go on adventures. We used to have fun.
Look, one Eller, that's the worst fucking line delivery I've ever heard. But one Eller film to check out is By the River on Amazon Prime.
A fishing movie. Can't wait.
I wish.
I don't think anybody wishes for a fishing movie.
Hey, Gone Fishing with Joe Pesci and Dan Glover?
Dan Glover. Like I said, I don't think anybody's wishing. Wishing for fishing.
That's a strange movie, man.
Is it? It seemed pretty straightforward to me, but
Well, it's just strange. Like, I know Joe Pesci did Home Alone.
oh, you mean
But,
the,
like,
the
this
choice?
Well, this is like even more childlike than like Home Alone. It's weird. He's doing like this weird, almost like little kid sort of shtick.
Strange. What a
Yeah,
strange man.
There's a scene in the movie where they're like getting pulled by a car or something, and then there's this weird camera shot of like Danny Glover and Joe Pesci's kind of like laying in front of him, and Joe Pesci's like, "Gus, this was like a wide." It's really bizarre.
It kind of sounded like him too, in like a vague sense.
He's doing like this weird little kid. It's a strange movie. I like it though. Gone Fishing. Check it out. Seth's shitty recommendation of the week.
Well, Seth likes children movies, so you heard it here.
Yes, sir. What you
Well-
been watching, buddy?
Well, not really much. Just like you, I've been gaming a lot. Lately. I did watch this movie on Hoopla. You heard of Hoopla?
I have.
Yeah, it's basically like this. It's almost like a digital library service where you can borrow movies. I don't really know how they get their catalog.
Is it free?
Yeah. It's basically like having a digital library card. It's pretty cool. I think they have books and music on there too, but you can stream movies. But I watched this Emil Hirsch movie called Freaks. It's also got Bruce Dern in it, and it's like the definition of it was pretty good. It was okay.
Good to see the old Sundance Strangler back in the scene.
Yeah, good to see him doing some work. I guess it's about this. Oh, it's got Amanda Crew in it too. That's right.
Oh,
Yeah, freaking mommy. It's a little bit like this family has like these superpowers, but it's like based in reality.
Well, I'm out.
Yeah, well, that's kind of where I was at first. I was like, okay, this is kind of cool, and then I'm just gonna tell you what happens at the end because nobody's gonna watch it. But at the very end, it's Amanda Crew and her daughter who. The little girl gives a really good like child performance, but at the end they're like flying away straight up into the air like Superman, this terrible green screen, and I was just like, okay, I'm out. That's,
what the fuck?
There's some cool parts to it, but yeah, it's I think the lack of budget really hindered it.
Yeah, you can't be doing like superpower movies with no money,
Yeah, it was a good effort. Like I think they did pretty good with what they had, but yeah, it was there's some pretty goofy parts in it.
Well, I'd watch for Amanda Crew.
Yeah, smoking.
Speaking of Amanda, were you ever a fan of like Amanda Bynes, Amanda Show, or are you too young for that?
No, I was a fan of that. It was like the Saturday Night Live for me.
Have you seen her?
Not good. She's engaged,
No,
though, that's what I heard.
I mean, like, did you see her, like, the past couple days with that tattoo on her face?
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
The septum piercing and new fiance.
She was so hot back in the day.
Yeah, she was just one that couldn't escape the Schneider makes you whiter.
Dan getting the Van Schneider.
Man, I wish I could remember more of them. Fuck, some feet one.
I was like taken aback though when I saw that because
it's sad.
Yeah, she just looks like super fucked up, and like you said, one of those people that really couldn't escape like the child acting thing,
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of them can. There's few scenarios where people make it out. Like Hillary Duff, Vanessa Hudgens seems pretty normal. Super hot.
Corey Feldman.
No.
Dan, hold her tighter. She's a fighter. Schneider. If you guys don't know, Dan Schneider was like the what was he, like head of Nickelodeon, or
he was a prominent producer.
Yeah. To put a face with a name, if you've seen Good Burger, he's the store manager, the heavyset guy. He he wrote tons of those classic Nickelodeon, like especially a lot of the '90s stuff. But yeah, he was fired a couple years ago, and they never really said why. But there's always like this online, kind of speculation that he might have been doing some inappropriate stuff.
I would not be surprised because, I mean, Dan, Drake, and Josh is my favorite. Hold her tighter, she's a fighter is a good one. Dan, suck my dick and I'll make you famous on Nick. Yeah, there's a running gag of pretty, vulgar jokes, but it gets a good laugh from me.
Dan, the man with a plan to lick her clam Schneider.
What the fuck? Dan, the man with a plan to get the kids in the van, but he can't fit them inside her, so he'll have to find a way to hide her.
Dan, start with 2 fingers, then your hand, Schneider.
You can go to some Reddit posts and find some just genuinely creative, nasty names, but it's just he did a number on some people, it seems, and it'd be interesting to see everything come out at one point.
Yeah, the Amanda Bynes shit is shocking though, because I remember her back in her prime. She was a hot chick.
Oh yeah, Big Fat Liar, great film.
Oh, sad.
Well, speaking of sad, we lost somebody in our family.
Oh, another family loss? Family members that I don't even know about?
Yeah, part of the movie family. We'll just put it that way. Part of our family. Kirk Douglas, long time coming. You figured it was going to happen, but rip Kirk. Rip Kurt.
Rip Kirk Douglas.
Rip Kurt Douglas.
What was he, 103?
103. That's a life. It doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah. I don't know. 103. It's hard to if you're close to him, it's probably sad, I'm sure, but that's a complete life.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better than that. What's your favorite Kurt film? Probably haven't seen anything besides Paths of Glory.
I think I've seen one Kirk Douglas film.
Not Spartacus?
Never seen it.
It's a Kubrick film.
Yeah, I know. Something about it is a little off-putting, though.
Yeah, a bunch of half-naked men.
And that 3 hours, 20 minutes runtime. And
I'm Spartacus. Tony Curtis is in it, too. That doesn't get you going. I don't know what will. I didn't like Sweet Smell of Success.
No, that movie was a little overrated.
Overrated? Who have you ever heard talk about it?
Well, to be in Criterion, and it's got a reputation as one of the great classic films.
Okay. Okay, that's
Christ,
fair.
Nothing happens in that movie.
That's fair.
I'd rather see Burt Lancaster's Moonlight Graham, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Crickets.
Oh boy.
It's why is he so obsessed with his sister? Fucking weirdo. Who cares?
I don't know. It was a different time. Just fucking shut up and watch the movie.
Well, just so you know, on Burt
Get
Lancaster's...
off your PS Vita and watch the movie.
On Burt Lancaster's Letterboxd page, the second most popular film is Field of Dreams, so it's one of his finest works.
Yeah, well, I enjoy the film, so I'm not arguing. Dad, you want to touch my breast? I would say that's gonna need a rewatch soon, but I watched it not long ago.
Well, it's always good for a rewatch.
That's true. Need to watch the other great baseball film, Angels in the Outfield. Crickets?
Throwing the word great around.
It's not great. It's got some... I don't know. I like it, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I watched it a lot growing up. It's kind of depressing, too. It's a fucked up movie. With the whole douchebag dad and then Tony Danza's character.
Oh, yeah. That part always fucked me up as a kid. Whatever Christopher Lloyd says, he's got 6 months left. He doesn't even know it.
He's coming up soon.
Christ.
Holy shit. Wouldn't you get chills if some douchebag from inside the Yankees dugout stepped out and started spreading his wings, and then the whole stadium joined in?
They don't do that dumb shit at Yankee Stadium.
Well, they don't do that dumb shit anywhere. It's a movie.
They don't do the wave at Yankee Stadium.
That's good. It's stupid. I hate it.
I could never leave JP.
He's coming so. I really like Miguel. Well, we got a lot of news to get through. There's been a lot of things that have popped up recently over the past 3 weeks, I'd say. We went and saw Knives Out too. Do you recall?
Oh,
Or
God.
Knives Out. Sorry, we went and saw Knives Out. I
Yeah,
spoiled
that
what we were
shit's-
going to talk about.
I don't like that. I don't like the whodunit genre.
I do, but I guess I didn't care who done it in this one.
Yeah, I mean, I really did not give a fuck. The best part of this was what's her name?
Anna.
Yeah.
Anna de Armas. Can't wait to see her as a Bond girl.
Oh.
But looks like they're going to do a sequel, as you would expect from a movie that does well. And at first I was a little curious. Bless you, buddy.
Thank you.
First I was a little curious how you're going to do a sequel for Whodunit, but I guess it's going to be a change of atmosphere, change of scenery, change of characters.
I was going to say, it's going to be just a whole new cast, right?
Yeah, except for Daniel Craig. It's just going to be his character solving another crime. Which, I don't know. That like I said, that movie didn't really do much for me, but I was
bored
hopeful.
with it.
Oh, I know. I saw you and Eric just. I don't want to be here.
I didn't even want to go see it, but then I felt guilty about having the AMC subscription and not using it. So
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that kind of made it worth it in a way.
that's like me and him went to see The Gentleman like a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
About 8 minutes into the movie, I looked at him and I'm like, "Dude, you want to go?" Yep. Got up and walked out.
I can't understand the British accents.
Ugh, I don't like that genre either. Shitty,
Crime?
like hyper realistic British crime genre.
The Guy Ritchie genre.
Yes,
Oh,
except
but you-
Aladdin.
Well, that's what I was
going
gonna say. You like his children films.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of that, we're getting a sequel to Aladdin as well.
Is it Return of Jafar or?
No, it's not. Let's see. Well, Guy Ritchie's back, along with Will, Mina Masood, and Naomi. Let's see what it says. Disney held a writer's room in the summer to generate ideas for a follow-up. It is unknown what the idea is behind the next installment, but at one point the studio and producers were looking at other stories from 1001 Nights, the collection of Middle Eastern folktales. Yes, it's not going to be Jafar, whatever, which I've never seen.
It sucks.
That's what I've heard. Seems like they're going to go with something entirely new. But, yeah, when the film made, holy shit, $355 million domestic, $1 billion box office global.
Ooh,
That's what you'd expect.
glad to see that great film a success.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I thought it was.
I mean, all the live-action remakes, none of them are, like,
No,
terrible.
I mean, I honestly kind of love the Beauty and the Beast live action, but what do I know? Emma can't sing.
Not me, bud. I mean, I agree, but she's fine to look at.
The singing's fine. I don't care. I don't remember anything about how great the girl singing in the original is. Who gives a frick?
So you probably didn't watch it then, because it's pretty noteworthy.
Oh,
I don't like her singing. It's too good. I wish Emma sang this.
Emma's better.
Emma was my sexual awakening.
Mine too.
Man.
I was like, well, yeah. I mean, shit. I was 11 years old when the first Harry Potter came out.
Yeah, I mean, that was a life-changing seeing her grow up.
Yep.
And
you ever seen
it's not perverted, because I was young, too.
You ever seen the Bling Ring?
I haven't, but I'm sure she's hot in that.
Yeah, you can just watch the scenes with her, but
Not a good movie otherwise.
I haven't seen it, but I don't think it is.
Oh, okay. Nothing about that. I mean, I don't even like when dudes are acting douchey, let alone chicks. So,
Yeah.
Sofia Coppola. Let's see. Oh, speaking of sequels, there's a lot of sequel. Actually, there is a lot of sequel talk in this. Rick Moranis is he's coming back.
Weird.
Gonna check out the new Honey, We Shrunk Our Cocks.
I probably will, yeah. I don't think any of those are good movies.
No, not at all.
I kind of like the first one with Jared Rushton, and they're in the front yard, and that was kind of cool, realistic sets before they, really used a bunch of computers and stuff. Like they're sleeping in a big Lego. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then he never saw him again.
Yeah, honey, we blew the kid. Honey, we blew up the kid.
That one's awful.
Honey, yeah, just pure shit.
But we were
Honey,
on we were on a podcast earlier this past week or beginning of last week. We were talking about how the script, I don't know if it's the actual script or it was an idea, but it's pretty dark.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Where I guess the mother from those movies passed away in real life from cancer, or maybe the character did, or something like that. The same way that Rick Moranis' real wife passed away, and they were going to use that as the.
Yeah, it was the actor.
Yeah, so they're going to use that, which would make sense for the story, even if it is pretty rough.
Well, I mean, Rick said like a few years ago that he gets offers all the time and he's open to coming back, but it's got to be something that speaks to him. So I don't know, it seems kind of odd, but
yeah, I mean, maybe that particular script spoke to him because it's so personal.
I'm sure the guy's he's in his 60s. His kids have got to be grown now. So I mean, I think it's kind of cool. He did his fatherly duties, which is very. I mean, that's a really cool story for a guy to walk away from, Hollywood and all that shit to take care of his kids. So
yeah, like you said, they're probably grown up. He can go and go back to his hobbies and do what he wants to do. And
I think it's pretty cool. And I don't know. I'm not like a huge fan. I like Spaceballs, but I've always thought he's a guy. I was telling you this the other day. Like I always thought he's a guy that if you gave him like a dark, dramatic script, like he could give a Robin Williams type of performance,
Yeah, especially now. I feel like he was kind of cornered into that geeky shtick before, but I feel like now he could give kind of a more mature and a good drama performance.
I'll definitely check out a new movie with Wayne Selinsky, though.
Wayne Selinsky?
Hell yeah.
Well, you like reboots?
I think I know what you're going to talk about here.
The Mighty Ducks series reboot on Disney Plus.
This is not what I thought you were going to talk about, but
I still have never seen these movies. I don't even know if it would be beneficial for me to watch them now.
I've got to be honest with you. I've seen Mighty Ducks one time, maybe. I don't remember it. If I watched it now, it'd be like watching it for the first time.
People love
I grew
them.
up in that era, but yeah, it was just never one that something about hockey was always a little off-putting to me.
Yeah, when people think of the Shaun Weiss, Aaron Schwartz, Kenan Thompson trifecta, they usually talk about Mighty Ducks, not heavyweights.
Yeah,
which is the opposite for me.
This is a series, right? Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's a series. Emilio is coming back, and it's also going to have Lauren Graham in it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't even know if I'll even check it out at all.
Have you seen the pictures of Emilio on set skating?
No, I haven't, but I've seen him at the hockey games.
Yeah, he's he's kind of he was gone for a while. Emilio.
He was. I think he made like these super small movies with Martin, with his dad.
Yeah.
Like There's the Way that that he made, and then he made that movie The Public last year, a couple of years ago.
Oh, you went and saw that, didn't you?
Yeah, it was cheesy.
See, I remember watching the trailer for that. I'm like, damn, this looks pretty good. But then I saw the reviews. I'm like,
Yeah, it's not great. But it seemed like he stepped away from in front of the screen to do more behind the screen stuff.
Yeah.
So it's good to see him pop up again. When he skates around, does he look like he knows what he's doing?
It was just some like pictures, but okay. I think so. Yeah.
I'm curious because, when I watch baseball movies, I like to see if the person who acts knows what they're doing. And Charlie Sheen, like when he's in Major League, he looks like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
looks like he
unlike
can.
Johnny Simmons in the Phenom
Yeah, that's
throwing
yeah
20 miles an hour, and we're supposed to believe he's a hot prospect.
for the Braves too.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. Like, these reboots, like, okay, Mighty Ducks with a new cast, it kind of annoys me because, like, you'll see a post about it on Facebook, and it's all these people that are in their 30s and their 40s, like, it's not the same. The original kids are better. It's like, it's
So,
not for you anymore.
yeah, you expect to watch that as a grown adult?
Yeah,
It's
like
something you pass on to your kids, or
what they're doing with those type of reboots is they take a formula that worked for kids in the 90s,
yeah,
and they're gonna just try it again with a new generation.
yeah. People don't
But
get it.
I see that shit all the time, and it irks me. Like, Nickelodeon did I think they did like a reboot of Are You Afraid of the Dark, right?
Oh yeah,
And the comments on every article about it, it's not going to be as scary. It's not going to be as scary. I remember I got in there and wrote some guy back. I'm like, yeah, of course it's not going to be as fucking scary. You're 35 years old now, I mean, they're kid shows.
yeah.
So I don't get offended. I think it's cool that they try. And, the goal with those is that kids nowadays will, be able to enjoy Mighty Ducks, and then they can talk about it when they grow up,
That's a that's a good thought about it, because I was in that same area where I'm like, why? What's the point? But
Right.
you've kind of explained it in a way that makes sense, and I get it.
Yeah, and I mean, even if, like, you were, a big fan of the original Mighty Ducks, yeah, you can tune in, and I'm sure people will. They'll tune in to see Emilio Estevez back in that role, but you just have to remember who it's marketed towards. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's not for people in their 30s. It's a kids show.
Yeah. Smart guy. Really smart guy.
That's some reboot analysis from your boy Seth on the Cinema Scumbags podcast.
Well, we can't get any better than that, so why don't we just call it a day?
Fuck it.
Looks like we have some more sequel news. Another sequel to Ace Ventura.
It's not a Ace Ventura Pet Detective Jr.?
No, it's not. They're penning it Ace Ventura 3, so it seems like they're not even acknowledging that other film. Ace Ventura 3 is in the works, with lead star Jim Carrey potentially returning as title character. So potentially. So what's the point of doing it if he doesn't?
Yeah, I mean, don't even bother unless he signs on.
Yeah, there's nothing set in stone. It says while the new film has yet to be to officially be confirmed, production studio Morgan Creek appeared to support the news as they shared the report on Twitter and used the shifty eyes emoji.
How do you feel about Ace Ventura?
To be completely honest, I actually prefer the sequel, When Nature Calls.
Okay.
But that one I watched quite a bit growing up. I don't love this series by any means, but I think that one's the funnier of the two.
That was a big time like cultural phenomenon when that came out.
Yeah, totally bizarre
that
premise.
Yeah, it was all over the place. I mean, you just heard about that everywhere. I was never huge on it. I mean, I like Jim Carrey. It's definitely not my go-to, but fuck it, why not?
Yeah,
try it again.
Yeah, I mean, what can you lose? And it's interesting to see him come out of his reclusiveness.
Yeah,
because he's been one of those guys that had some dark years.
Yeah, and he's in the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, which is actually getting way better reception than I would have ever imagined. So
yeah, I'll probably check that out at some point.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
would
go
watch
to the
it.
theater, but yeah, you just gotta temper your expectations with something like that.
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber 2 was awful, but whatever. Oh, Ace Ventura Jr. Pet Detective. Take a guess at who directed that.
Penny Marshall.
David Mickey Evans.
Oh my God, that makes sense. God made one good movie, and it wasn't
It's
the Sandlot.
debatable if it's even good.
Yeah, that's a good point. Moving right along here. Something else that caught my eye, and I sent it to you at work. I think that this may be what you were talking about earlier when you thought. Oh,
I know what you're getting at now.
The Goonies.
Yeah.
So the article caught my eye. Goonies remake in the works, sort of. And then I sent it to Seth. We both kind of looked it over and were like, oh, well, this could be cool if if it works out. So what it is it seems like it's the story of these kids that want to make a shot-for-shot remake of the Goonies. I think it's a TV series. I don't know. I mean, it could be interesting.
Look, I mean, like seeing kids run around Astoria trying to like find the spots from the Goonies. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, what's gonna end up happening though is they're of course gonna end up running into like some real criminals, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, I think it's better than just remaking the movie. It's kind of a cool concept.
It's at least unique. It's at least took some thought to kind of come up with. It's not like just let's just do the same thing again.
Yeah, and the Goonies is kind of strange in the fact that it's kind of been in limbo that they were going to do something else with it. Like, I mean, they've talked about doing a sequel for years now, and it's just nothing ever happens with it. So they were going to do like a Broadway show, and I mean, nothing really ever happens with it. So again, this could be a thing where kids can tune in and, I don't know.
Yeah,
I would check it out out of curiosity.
Yeah. A few other things here. I'll probably skip over some of these things. But one thing I do want to talk about was the true story of Steven Spielberg's Lost Jaws prequel. Have you ever heard about this?
I haven't. A prequel?
Yeah, so says here, cinematic history is filled with stories and speculation of what could have been and what almost was, stuff we talk about all the time. As revealed on a recent episode of the Raps Shoot This Now podcast, the first sequel to one of the biggest movies of all time could have been something very, very different. So it seems like what they would have done is made a prequel to Jaws. And it says here Spielberg agreed to do it, but not the simple rehash the first Universal likely wanted, but rather a prequel expanding on Quint's USS Indianapolis. The incident the incident described occurred in June of 1945 when the surviving crew of a sunk U.S. Navy cruiser found themselves menaced by roving sharks while adrift on an open ocean, supposedly resulting in the most shark attacks on humans in recorded history. So that's the true story, right?
Yeah, that is. That's kind of cool. I mean, I don't need to see it. I like, when Quint is describing it and you kind of use your imagination. But
yeah, he's not a character I want to see more about.
Yeah.
But it also says here, the Shoot This Now host referred to the pitch as Saving Private Ryan with Sharks, an immersive and in-depth retelling of the Indianapolis tragedy that would chronicle both the initial sinking of the ship and the subsequent survival scenario that ensued. Yeah. I mean, you don't even need to put Quentin in that. I would just watch like a regular movie about that.
Yeah, I mean,
I think there is some shitty Nicolas Cage movie though called USS Indianapolis.
Oh, shitty Nicolas Cage movie? Well, pick your poison.
All of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would have been cool.
Have you seen any like the Jaws sequels though?
No, never.
Like I started watching Jaws 2 once. I want to see Roy Scheider. Within like 10 minutes, I'm like, fuck this shit. It's horrible.
How many are there? Like 3 or 4?
4, I think.
How many are there?
Ugh.
56? Counted them myself.
Shit.
Yeah, well, maybe they'll do something now with this coming out and into light. Be interesting to see. It sounds like a good idea for a film.
Like, if it's not a mechanical shark, I'm not watching it.
CGI shark? No thanks.
Nope. How about some trailers?
How about it? The first one we're going to talk about is one that you judged right away.
That's what I usually do.
The Road's Not Taken.
Elle Fanning and
Javier Bardem.
He's
I watched
depressed.
this. Yeah, I watched this back like after we ended the last podcast. But what it seems like is it's a dad going through a crisis, and he kind of leaves his family behind, and it's his daughter looking for him, which is Elle Fanning. I don't know. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, it did look pretty good.
So I would check that one out. Spiral?
Oh, Saw. Chris
many-
Rock in a serious movie.
How many more of these do we need?
None. None mothers, I guess.
None mothers, I guess. I'm intrigued to see another comedian do a serious role. We always talk about that. I like to see it. I wish it was for something different besides Saw.
I mean, at least it kind of seems like it's going in the right direction because most of the sequels are just horrible, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, it seems better than a lot of those, but I still don't really care. I like the first Saw movie. I think Saw is a good film.
I do too.
But
just like anything, they killed it with too many sequels.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, though. I mean, it was kind of an interesting trailer.
Yeah, it at least looks like it has potential. Doesn't look like some shitty jump scare.
Yeah, it's not something
movie.
I wrote off immediately, you know?
Right. Oops. Wes Anderson's The French Dispatch. You said this one didn't really do much for you?
No, I mean, it looks like it'll be good, like everything Wes Anderson does. I mean, it's that trademark style, but I wasn't really... I mean, I don't know. Looked all right.
Yeah. I mean, I was on the other side of that. Something about it struck me. I think it looks amazing.
Yeah.
But he hasn't done a bad movie.
No, and
but this
I like when he does
something
this stuff and not the animation or whatever.
Yeah, it just looks like something that would sit more at the top of my favorites, more so than the bottom. I don't know. It struck me. It looked really good.
I'll watch it for sure. I'm sure it'll be good.
It's crazy the cast that he gets, though.
Oh, yeah.
Stacked cast. Let's see. Another one that kind of caught me by surprise. David Lowery, who did Ghost Story and The Man with the Gun with Robert Redford.
Oh, that one sucked.
He's got a new movie coming out, Green Knight.
This looked pretty cool.
Yeah. It's seemed like a fantasy. It's off of a super old story.
Yeah, it's like it's an alternate take on some event. I can't remember.
Yeah, it didn't look like a indie A24 film. It looked like some sort of big budget thing. So it'd be interesting to see that indie perspective of like a big time fantasy movie.
Yeah, it looks strange.
Yeah. Speaking of the next one, The Stranger.
Ooh, Dane DeHaan, baby.
Do you like him?
I do.
Okay.
You don't?
It's not that I don't. I don't.
Give a great performance as the Green Goblin.
I mean, I like the movie. I like Place Beyond the Pines.
Now that's a bad movie.
Now that's a bad opinion.
Is this a show or a movie?
I don't know. I don't even remember what it's about. Who's in it?
Dane DeHaan and Micah Monroe.
Ooh. Oh, it's a Netflix series. Oh, wait. No, this is something else.
Quibi?
This is something else.
It's some other streaming service. Quibi?
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 It'll be ass, but...
Probably. What is it, like she picks him up, like
an
Uber, and he's like, I'm gonna kill you if you don't do what I tell you.
Yeah, well, she's like, wow, you must be famous. I'm taking you out to these nice houses. And he's like, I actually just killed the owner earlier. I'm a sociopath.
Fucking dumb.
Hey, I thought it looked good.
Well, fucking dumb.
I like Micah. She's hot.
She is hot. Let's move on, shall we?
If you want to.
Alrighty. The best part of the show is where we talk about our virginity and the Blu-rays that we'll be picking up.
Ooh, what you buying, buddy?
Let's find out. Ugh. Well, so this is going to be for February 25th, correct?
Yes.
Tuesday, February 25th. Well, we were just talking about it, but Knives Out's coming out on regular Blu-ray and 4K.
Well, no, this is going to be for... If this goes up next week, it's
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Tuesday, March 3rd.
Well, I guess we could still talk about them since...
Sure, I mean, if you're listening, they just came out, so we can still talk about them.
Yeah. So we got Knives Out 4K and regular Blu-ray. Color Out of Space 4K and regular Blu-ray.
Pass.
Which is like an H.P. Lovecraft adaptation, but then you tell me that Nicolas Cage is in it, and that takes me out of it.
Pass.
Frozen 2 4K.
Pass.
A lot of Virgin 4Ks this week. You got several copies of Knives Out, several copies of Frozen. You've got the Casino or the Bond, the Daniel Craig Bond films coming out in their separate editions.
Oh, okay.
A single one worth more than what I paid for all of them.
Yeah, you got a good deal there, buddy.
Yeah, that was a good one. A criterion for you, Seth. Paris is Burning.
What is that?
A chronicle of New York's drag scene in the 1980s.
New York drag queens.
Sign me up. Ooh. Warner Archive collection of Victory. Michael Caine, Sylvester Stallone Nazi soccer movie.
Ooh.
I really enjoy this film. I remember our coach in high school showing it to us, but it's goofy, definitely is, but it's pretty good. It's got Sylvester, Michael Caine, Max von Sydow, and Pele.
Wow, nice.
It's a good one. Got a bunch of we got a movie coming out for the people we work with, Spookies. A ton of Mill Creek Arrow stuff coming out. Just kind of skip through all that. There's nothing that really sticks out. And then we get to the following week. Ooh, March 3rd, Tuesday. A bunch more Disney 4Ks coming out. WALL-E, Monsters, Inc., Up, Bugs
I've never
Life.
seen WALL-E. I've always wanted to. I've heard it's good.
It is pretty good. It's definitely maybe one of the more, deeply metaphoric Pixar films. Kind of depressing. But yeah, it looks like the rest of their Pixar catalog is getting 4Ks. WALL-E, Monsters, Inc., Up, Bugs Life, Monsters University.
Okay.
Along with Steelbooks. Let's see. Dark Waters, the Mark Ruffalo film from last year.
I kind of want to watch that. Just like a one-time watch,
Yeah, I'd want to check that out too. Queen and Slim.
Pass.
Let's see. Ooh, here's something for you. The Sergio Leone Westerns.
No thanks.
Do you even like anything, Seth?
Nope. Hate everything.
Let's see. Ooh. I don't know why I said ooh before. It's nothing. Oh, here you go. My Hindu Friend with Willem Dafoe.
Yikes.
It's on Blu-ray.com, but it's in a DVD packaging. That's it. Nothing much. Nothing that really pops out. You like the Monsters films? Monsters Inc. and...
Nope.
You don't?
No, I don't. I don't like Monsters Inc. at all.
Did you see University?
I never bothered with it.
Yeah, I kind of like that one. I think it's a pretty good sequel.
Feels like nobody. It kind of came and went,
Yeah, it definitely did. I don't think a lot of people liked it at all. I thought it was fine. Well, that's it. So let's check out the theatrical releases that are. Oh, nothing at all. Yeah, literally nothing. This would be for Friday, February 28th. Burden with Forrest Whitaker having a Larry David haircut.
Sounds awful.
Ku Klux Klansman Mike Burden opens the Redneck Shop and KKK Museum in historic Lawrence, South Carolina. He subsequently falls in love with a single mom and under her influence quits the Klan and is taken in by an African-American reverend. I don't know if these movies come out in America. They're showing Australia, but they are some bigger movies that would probably come out here soon anyway. The Invisible Man.
Okay.
With Elizabeth Moss. And then Guns Akimbo with Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, that looks horrible.
It probably is going to be. Yeah, that's about it for that crap. Nothing really going on.
Cool.
But we had some we had a Criterion announcement for the May Criterions, and there's some good-looking stuff in here.
Oh, it's a kick-ass month.
Yeah. So these are the May Criterions releasing. The first one we have, The Great Escape. Solid Steve McQueen film.
Yeah, a lot of people are excited about that one.
Yeah. It's one that I think has been rumored for a while. It's about a German POW camp during World War II. It's got a bunch of big names in it: Charles Bronson, James Garner, Donald Pleasance, and obviously Steve McQueen.
Ooh, Donald Pleasance.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, and 2 audio commentaries. One of them with James Coburn, James Garner, and Donald Pleasance.
Nice.
You ever listen to commentaries?
I do. Not all the time. I mean, I have to really be into the movie, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I watched a few. The Boyhood one, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I think I watched Braveheart. I gotta like know the film well, because when I watch a movie, I want to watch the movie. I don't want to hear people talking over it.
Well, yeah, unless it's something I've seen like 10 times, you know, I just want to watch the movie. But I do listen to a commentary occasionally.
Yeah, you learn a lot from those. So
Oh, yeah.
I can appreciate them sitting through and doing those.
Yep.
A John Cassavetes film, Husbands, it looks pretty good. Cassavetes joins Ben Gazzara and Peter Falk, both of whom would become key collaborators of the director, playing a trio of middle-aged Long Island family men who, following the sudden death of their best friend, channeled their grief into an epic multi-day bender that takes them from Manhattan to London in a desperate, debauched quest to feel alive. That sounds good.
Yeah.
No?
Nah, I mean, it's just so boring. I don't even know what it is.
I mean, I don't either, but did you listen to what I said?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it sounds cool, whatever. Fuck.
Well, here's one you won't appreciate and enjoy. Dance, Girl, Dance.
No, I mean, who cares? I'd skip right over this shit.
Well, people want to hear it. It's not for you.
I guess.
You heard it here, fellas and ladies. We can't talk about it.
No,
'cause
go
Seth
ahead.
doesn't
Keep
want
going.
to.
I got no input because I don't fucking know about it. So go
Well, I
ahead.
mean, yeah, I don't either. A behind-the-footlights look at friendship, jealousy, and ambition in the ruthless world of show business. Dance Girl Dance follows the intertwining fates of two chorus girls, a starry-eyed dancer, Maureen O'Hara, who dreams of making it as a ballerina, and the brassy gold digger, Lucille Ball, who becomes her rival both on the stage and in love.
I've been tuned out of this podcast ever since you started on that Oscars thing with that ballot you're reading off.
Wow, that was just douchey. Okay, so the big one. I'm so happy to hear about this because it doesn't have a Blu-ray or anything, but Wildlife.
Yes. Talk about this one.
Yeah, the directorial debut of Paul Dano. Let's see. So it's about a 60s Montana household where the father and breadwinner, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, abruptly departs to fight the forest fires raging nearby, leaving his restless wife, Carrie Mulligan, and teenage son, Ed Oxenbould, one of Seth's favorite actors, to pick up the pieces.
It's great, kind of in the same vein as like a Marriage Story or something like that, you know? Broken household film.
Tumultuous relationship. And
it's really good, man. I watched that when it came out, and I was like, you know, I keep checking for a Blu-ray release. Got nothing over here.
Yeah, so this is really exciting. Really nice artwork, too.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch that. That'll be day one when the sale starts.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait to grab that. It's a really good movie.
Yeah, this one's pretty interesting, too. The Scorsese shorts.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, like The Big Shave or whatever.
Oh, yeah. 5 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
Compilation of 5 early short films by Scorsese offers a fascinating window into his artistic development.
I'm not going to buy that.
No?
No.
It's probably going to be one of the more expensive ones.
And it's like, I don't know. I'm not... How often am I going to be in the mood to watch Marty's old short films, you know?
Right, yeah.
But it's cool that they're putting it out.
Yeah, it has The Italian American, which is 49 minutes, American Boy, 55, Big Shave, which is 5 minutes. It's not just you, Murray, 16 minutes, and What's a Nice Girl Like You Doing in a Place Like This, it's 10 minutes.
I want to see an After Hours release. I've heard that's rumored, so...
It's got to be coming. Yeah. I mean, there's already a shit ton of things confirmed. It's just a matter of time for them to say, you know, this is coming.
After Hours is a great film.
I'm predicting within the next couple months we'll get a release of After Hours with Marriage Story and Roman Holiday.
Nice.
That would be a good month. And then we have another one. It's called Six Moral Tales, the multifaceted, deeply personal work of Eric Rohmer. So it's far out of my knowledge range.
I prefer the deeply personal work of Eric Roberts. I'd buy that.
You and no one else.
I'd love to hear him do commentary for his appearance in the Mr. Brightside music video.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that'll be a whole 2 minutes. Yeah, I just showed up and they're like, yeah, look sexy.
Eat
like,
this
okay,
apple.
I can riveting work. So that's it as far as Oscar. Or fuck, dude, I'm looking at the notes and I still have Oscar picks here.
Get off that shit. Yikes.
That's it for the May Criterions. But on to the main topic, the juicy stuff. Over this past year, there's been some stuff, movies and TV that have come out that have had critical acclaim from people that you wouldn't usually hear that from, people that have made a lot of bad things throughout their careers. So I thought it'd be interesting to come up with some directors, some actors, whatever, that have mostly done bad things, but have maybe done one or two good things. So I got a couple lists here. I've got a Reddit post, which is obviously going to be very opinionated.
Let's stick to the actual lists.
And then a list. Well, a lot of the things on the list are what people talk about in that.
I know a couple, off the top of my head. I'm curious to see what these lists have.
Yeah, for sure. So there is a IMDb list, good movies from bad directors. So we'll kind of go through this and give our opinions of these movies if we've seen them and talk about it. We could easily do a list too of the best directors that made bad things as well.
Yeah,
it's an interchangeable thing.
Yeah, most good directors have a clunker or two.
Yeah. So what are some do you have any?
Well, off the top of my head, I always think of Richard Kelly and Donnie Darko.
Yeah, I mean that is a movie. I think we said it the other day that I don't know what the fuck's going on. Do you think he even knows what the fuck is going on?
Donnie Darko is one of those movies. It's deeply analyzed. People all have different opinions on it. I mean, I've seen it 20 times. I still can't tell you exactly. I mean, I guess I kind of have my idea of what's going on, but it's really become just a cult hit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I always say that about like David Lynch and shit. Like they don't really know what they're doing. They just make something and then people eat it up. I think that could have been happening with Donnie Darko, but I do love the film.
Yeah, I think it could too. I mean, what do you think it is? Time travel?
Oh yeah, it's for sure. There's something going on with time travel, and I don't know. I always watch it and then I get really into it for like a week, and I am reading about it and shit. But it's a bizarre film.
Definitely is.
But he went on to make other things. I think like The Box with Cameron Diaz, and I mean, it's never worked for him since Donnie Darko.
Yeah. Well, at least we got one. She's got one good one, and a great Swayze performance as well.
Oh yeah, great pedophile performance.
Deeply disturbing, multi-layered performance from a guy who I don't know. I don't think he was a terribly great actor, but that documentary from him, which was pretty solid,
Swayze was good, man.
Yeah, it opened up my eyes a little more because he was a guy that wanted to be a dancer, and then he ended up. People are like, "Oh, you're good looking. Why don't you go ahead and act?"
Right. I think if you don't know much about him, you automatically think of like, he's
kind of you would think he's like a meathead,
right? Or he's like, he's the fighter, bouncer in Roadhouse.
Yeah, but there's a lot more to him. It seemed.
Yeah, you watch shit like Ghost, Donnie Darko. I mean, the guy had some acting chops. And staying on the Richard Kelly thing, I wouldn't be surprised. And I know he's talked about it a couple years ago, like. He wants to revisit that universe, and who's surprised if that's the one thing that's worked for him? Right. He's going to probably go back to it.
Well, they've tried before.
Yeah, the Donnie Darko sequel, I don't think he had anything to do with it.
Okay.
So
I think the only person that did was the daughter.
Yeah. Well, I guess he wrote the story, so.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
So maybe it's just not in the cards for him.
Maybe he didn't write it, but I think they're just, maybe he's just credited, based on characters by Richard Kelly, so I don't think he had anything to do with it.
It's just based on the first one.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of content to work with there. They could do something with it. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, a couple that I thought of was, in particular, a guy that kind of blew up last year, Todd Phillips. People love Joker, but he's got kind of a poopy filmography. Yeah, literally a poopy filmography. So he has done the Gigi Allen documentary.
That's a good documentary, though.
Well, I'm just saying that's what he's done.
Right.
I know people like that, but he's also done Starsky and Hutch.
Okay.
Old School, Due Date, Road Trip, the Hangover trilogy, which people love the first one.
Yeah, I mean, like, to us, we'd probably think of him as being a shitty director, but I bet you a lot of people out there go, well, what are you talking about? I mean, he's made good movies.
I guess I guess the thing is that Joker feels so distant from anything he's made before.
Right.
But nothing he made ever had the acclaim that did. I mean,
Definitely.
it had fucking 11 Oscar nominations.
Yeah. That's definitely out of the norm for him. But, there's people love, like, Old School and The Hangover and, you know.
Yeah. One of the big ones that really kind of shocked me was a guy called Craig Mazin.
Okay.
So he is the one that he wrote and produced Chernobyl, which is, one of the great TV series from last year. I mean, people love it. It is a fantastic TV series. But his credits are pretty awful. So started out his career in 97, screenplay and story by for Rocket Man.
Oh, shit.
The Harlan Williams film. I remember laughing my ass off watching that movie, but
I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's not good. It's dumb humor. But he also wrote Scary Movie 3. He wrote Scary Movie 4. Wrote Superhero Movie. Wrote Hangover Part 2. Did the screenplay for Identity Thief. Wrote Hangover 3.
Wow.
He wrote Huntsman, The Winter's War. And then came out 2019 and did Chernobyl.
Wow.
So,
guess he decided to try.
Yeah, so he created, produced, and wrote Chernobyl. So yeah, like you said, he finally decided to try. But he's also looks like he's gonna be doing the screenplay for a Borderlands movie next.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll probably
Video
suck,
game
but
series, probably.
that's kind of interesting. It's not the guy you would expect to have did something so good.
That one was more shocking. Another one here that I have is D.B. Weiss, who has a collaborator, David Benioff. Those guys are best known for the co-creators of Game of Thrones.
Okay.
But, as has been evidenced in the last season of that show, their writing is not too great. So David Benioff he wrote Troy, which I think some people like, but it's not good. They also did one of the films that people hate the most in the X-Men series, X-Men Origins, Wolverine.
Okay.
He also wrote Gemini Man from last year. I think you like this movie, Brothers.
Oh, the Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That one's not bad.
Yeah, I like that movie.
But yeah, it seems that when they had a script and they had a book to go off of, they were fine. But when they finally had to start making stuff up, it kind of shit the bed.
Yeah.
So those are the ones that I have that I found interesting. But we'll go through this IMDb list here and talk about some that other people think.
Okay.
So got a couple Brett Ratners here. Red Dragon, which I've never seen.
Like the Hannibal movie?
Yeah, it's I think a sequel. Aiding him and imprisoned forensic psychiatrist Dr. Hannibal Lecter.
Is that the one with Ray Liotta?
I don't know. It's got Anthony Hopkins, Edward Norton, Harvey Keitel, Ray Fiennes.
Oh, it must not be.
So a pretty good cast of characters.
Maybe that's just Hannibal or something. There's one with Ray Liotta where he's eating his brain.
I think you're right. I think it's just Hannibal.
Yeah.
The one with Gary Oldman, I think.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, they also have Tower Heist on here.
Ooh.
Do you genuinely like that movie? Or
I do like it. I don't think it's great.
Okay.
It just kind of reminded me of something from the 80s.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. But some of Brett Ratner's other credits, if I can get it to load here, are Rush Hour. I mean, I don't dislike Rush Hour.
No, they're all right.
Rush Hour's pretty good. Mary J. Blige video short.
Jakes.
Mariah Carey video short. Madonna video short. Holy shit. X-Men The Last Stand. I think that's the third one that everybody hates.
Yeah.
So pretty Stanley Kubrick's Napoleon? What?
Oh, that was the one he was going to make.
This is a short. Huh. That would have been cool. That might have been the one we talk about here.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Live Free and Die Hard. Do you like that one?
No.
From Len Weissman, who is writer of the Underworld movies.
Which one is that?
Yeah, I think it's the fourth one.
No. I don't know. I'm not even a big Die Hard fan.
Me neither. We Are Marshall. You ever seen this one?
Nope.
From director Mick G. What kind of dumbass name is that? Looks like me. But he also directed the Charlie's Angels films. He did Terminator Salvation. Let's see. The Babysitter. Isn't that the one with Samara Weaving?
Ooh, yeah, she's hot. Bella Thorne.
He did This Means War, that shitty Tom Hardy movie with Reese Witherspoon.
Ooh.
Yikes. Okay. Well, I guess people like this movie, Independence Day.
Oh, it's horrible.
And they also have the Patriot here with Roland Emmerich, who is maybe like he does those big budget films, which I will say I think I might check out Midway.
It's gonna be butt.
It's gonna be butt. I know.
It'd probably look cool though in 4K.
Yeah, I don't know if I would even venture to pick it up on 4K.
Yeah.
But he also did White House Down, 2012, Godzilla. Ooh, here you go. The better film from Joel Schumacher, according to this list, The Lost Boys.
Hey, they're saying that's his best?
They're saying that's one of the good ones, yeah.
I agree.
But he also did
Batman and Robin.
Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, Phone Booth. He's got a kind of an eclectic filmography.
He did St. Elmo's Fire.
Oh, man, I don't like that one.
No, it's bad.
And then The Lost Boys 2 years later. And
Masterpiece.
Masterpiece?
I think so.
Damn. Might have to give it a try then.
Okay, maybe it's not a masterpiece, but it's a good movie.
Okay. He hasn't done anything since 2013, which was a couple episodes of House of Cards.
Shit, he's got to be pretty old.
Yeah, born in 39. So he's 81. Damn. They also sang Phone Booth is one of his better ones, I guess. And A Time to Kill with Matthew McConaughey and Sandra Bullock. Let's see. And Flatliners. Wow, they seem to think all his stuff is good.
Shit.
Let's see. Ugh. These are some awful directors. Rob Cohen. The best film from him, The Fast and the Furious. But he's also done Dragonheart, Stealth. Ew, this isn't The Wiz.
Yikes.
Oh, here we go. M. Night Shyamalan. You like him?
Yeah, he's all right.
So some of the best films from him, they say, are Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, and Signs. Ah, yes.
Take Unbreakable out of there, but Sixth Sense and Signs are good.
Man, I love Signs. Sixth Sense, I mean, that's probably on a list of like some of the best of all time to a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Let's see here. So this is from people. This is a Reddit post, which probably has a lot of the same things. Event Horizon for Paul W.S. Anderson.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Have you ever seen any W.S. Anderson films?
Yeah, Resident Evil.
Oh, he did that?
Yeah.
I would probably put that up there then.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that's his best one, but I haven't seen any of the others.
Yeah. The Lost Boys, Joel Schumacher. Here we go. Donnie Darko. Seems like Richard Kelly made a good movie by total accident.
I think he did. I really believe that.
Okay, here we could talk about this one a little bit, because somebody said George Lucas with A New Hope, but somebody also said American Graffiti.
I like that movie. I actually just watched that like a week ago.
Yeah. Like, would you say it's like Dazed and Confused of the 60s?
Yeah, it's just kind of like that same sort of thing. I mean, it's not as good as Dazed, but just
yeah,
like guys that have done with high school, they're going off to the next chapter, and, they're kind of cruising around town.
Hanging out, and
it's
yeah.
really weird, though, that movie, like the way it ends. Because, like, all of a sudden, the last shot is like, you see the characters' pictures flash on the screen. It tells you what ends up happening to him, and it's like the one nerdy guy was killed in action. It's like, what the fuck? This is kind of a little disturbing.
Kind of dark, almost like The Sandlot, where they just disappear.
Yeah, it just kind of, I don't know. I thought it was pretty good, though. I really kind of enjoy that sort of time period.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Uwe Boll.
Ooh.
Has that guy
Uwe.
ever made a good movie? Uwe.
Ooh.
Training Day from Anton Fuqua.
I like Training Day.
I do too.
Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, Ethan Hawke. And that other guy who's in it.
Denzel.
Denzel? Is it Denzel or Denzel Lincoln?
Oh, that guy from John Q.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Holy shit. Ooh, yucky. Martin Campbell's resume is pretty ho-hum, except for Casino Royale. Oh, but GoldenEye.
Ooh.
GoldenEye's
Not sure I'll ever make it to any of those. I'm trying to go through the Bond films, but I'm losing steam after 3 of them.
That's not good. You got a long ways to go.
Jesus Christ.
And it doesn't get any easier. Once you get past the Roger Moore stuff, I think that's where it gets a little better.
Only thing keep me going is seeing the hot Bond chicks.
Yeah. Neil Blumkin, District 9.
I would disagree.
I think I would. I like that one more than you do, but I also think I enjoy Elysium more.
Yeah, I really like Elysium. But people love District 9. That's kind of becoming like a, sci-fi classic.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
They're
but
both
then he
way
also
better than
made
Chappie.
Chapped Ass. Oh my God, what were you thinking? Putting D. Antwood in that as the leads. Let's see. There's a couple more here because it's. Baz Luhrmann is just a music video director that doesn't realize he's making movies now.
I'm kind of hit or miss with him.
Yeah. Have you seen Moulin Rouge?
No.
I think you might like that just because Ewan's in it.
All I know, I've tried like 5 times to watch Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo plus Juliet.
Romeo plus Juliet, and I cannot get into it.
I don't think I could do that. But here they said they liked his take on The Great Gatsby, which I enjoyed.
I'm a big fan of that one, see? And he's going to do that Elvis movie.
Oh, that's right. I don't know if I like that movie more because I actually never read the book and didn't know how it ended, so I was kind of shocked by how it ended, or if I actually enjoyed the film.
Yeah, I mean, I'm familiar with the story. I don't know. I thought that was good.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty solid. I'm very happy to see you too.
Be an old sport and fuck off, old sport.
Very Bad Things by Peter Berg.
Every movie is bad from Peter Berg.
Lone Survivor?
Nah, I've never seen it.
I hate Patriots Day.
Oh, that was a shitty movie. He did Deepwater Horizon, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was okay.
That was pretty good. After Godfather and Apocalypse Now, Coppola kind of went completely downhill.
That's true.
Dracula, Tucker, A Conversation, The Outsiders would like to have a word with you.
Jack.
Oh, God. I love The Conversation, though. I'm pretty sure we watched that for
we did.
First time watch.
That was good.
The Outsiders, though, that was one that I enjoyed growing up, but it's kind of lost its effect on me.
It is. I've never really understood the hype of that movie.
No, I don't now. It's pretty awfully acted, especially by Ralph Macchio.
Yeah, it's pretty cheesy and shit.
I think it's just the shtick of all these big time actors. That's where they started.
Yeah.
But that'll about wrap it up for that. Oh fuck.
Well, let us know if you're listening. Who are some shitty directors that you think have made a good movie, or anyone we're missing from this list.
Yeah,
they covered a lot that I wouldn't have even thought about. So.
Oh yeah, and obviously it's very subjective, but any directors, actors that are usually bad that made one good movie.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting hearing it, put on paper like that, and you can really talk about all of them.
Yeah. Well, I'm hungry.
I'm hungry too. Hey, any closing thoughts?
Well, what are your predictions for the baseball season?
Yankees 2020 World Series champions.
Okay.
Same prediction I've made for the past 10 years.
Well, if you keep making it, it'll eventually come true.
True that. The Phillies will win 83 games.
I wouldn't be surprised. They predicted to go under 500, which doesn't make sense to me. But that's a topic for a different day.
If you guys are listening, fans of the podcast, drop us a review on iTunes. We'd appreciate that.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't. Slacker Media over on YouTube. We got the podcast there and a bunch of other stuff. So if you're someone who just listens to the podcast, there's additional video content where we, show off our Blu-ray pickups. We do discussions on movies, out and abouts and stuff. So there's a lot going on over there. I guess that's it. Thank you guys for listening. Episode 144 in the books. Thanks for listening again. And as always, go fuck yourselves.